Hi folks, new video, new lens, in fact, a new lens. Let's use a new lens for the last video of the year because that's not making this far more difficult than it should be. Hi, thanks for hitting play. Thank you for subscribing throughout the year. Thank you for your support on the channel. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for all the thumbs up. Thanks for all the shares on social media. I really appreciate them. Thank you for all the fun and cool vibes, be it here in the comment section or maybe on the Discord or on the Facebook group. Every now and then I'm talking to somebody on the Discord and they have what I'm calling a little moment where they suddenly realize they're talking to me and they go, "Oh my God, you're scannerbarkly." And I go, "Yep." And they go, "That's awesome." And it still kind of fucks me up a little bit because, you know, I'm just like a dude who's making videos and I like it, but people seem to be having a lot of fun with the videos and that's cool. I'm glad that people are having a lot of fun with the videos. I'm glad that you are inviting me into your day when you're sitting there and you might be painting or you might be on the bus or you might be on your lunch break in work or wherever you happen to be. I'm very grateful. I think it's kind of cool and kind of fun. We'll talk more about why in a bit. But it's really kind of awesome to do that because I know what I'm feeling when I'm sitting there watching a video and I might be painting my warbands or working on a story or something, and I know that I'm very much enjoying my time when I do that. So I see it as a great compliment that many of you would invite me into those moments. And yeah, it's fucking groovy. So this year has obviously been tremendous for the channel. The growth has been stupendous. Close to 50,000 subscribers added to the channel, I think, over the last few months, which is nutty. I think we went from like 17, well, I guess closer to 40. Yeah, we went from like 17 when I came back. The channel had been a thing that existed when I was just kind of doodling. I've been doodling on YouTube for forever, just a, way to learn some skills. And I decided, right, I'm going to do a bunch of Trench Crusade stuff because this really fits in my brain very well and I'm really into it. And the channel just has exploded ever since. I think about 40,000 subs have been added to the channel since then. And I've been surpassing people that I've been watching for a long time. And that feels kind of funky and weird. But yes, overall, amazing feeling. Validating is a strong word based off how kind of chill most of my content is. I don't think it's particularly difficult to make. I don't think people could write what I'm writing. I think I'm a reasonably good writer in a way. More on that in a bit. But huge thank you to everybody who's checked out the channel, basically. Huge thank you to Mike Franchina, to Tuomas Pirinen, who have graciously permitted me to use so much of their art and their efforts and their work and to add in a little kind of an odd campfire-y canon way to the world of Trench Crusade and who have been so generous with their artistry with a soul. I truly appreciate it. That extends obviously to James Sherriff, to the sculptors, to the Paul Bonner and John Blanche and everybody who's given us a part or a piece of the Trench Crusade world. Just fantastic work. What a year it has been. And there's just something very unusual to just be able to tell people on a professional level that like I made the trailers for a $5 million crowdfunding campaign. That feels strange and unusual and has very little got to do with the trailer that I made, but still, lying on your CV, it's all good. So bigging up something that really happened on your CV, why the fuck not? So yeah, I would say for me personally, top moments from the channel throughout the year, for me, the top moment is One Man's Fall. That video doing so well, that's something I wrote start to finish, word for word. That's mine. It's set in the Crusade universe, yes, but 100% of that work is mine. The characters are mine. Farouk is mine. People really seem to be enjoying that guy. That's why I've brought him back in Hand of Fate a little bit. Obviously, Hand of Fate is fantastic. I've been talking to a lot of cool people, and I've got some fun coming for you all, I think. But One Man's Fall is definitely the moment for me, I think, to have so many people read or listen to and enjoy fiction that is completely mine just feels fantastic. As a reader and a writer my entire life on a very casual basis, like always just for myself, always creating stories for myself, it feels amazing. We have had shorts do incredibly well, which is also fantastic. To do a short about an unreleased independent tabletop skirmish game and have that short sail past 1 million views recently feels really good. Again, I feel like I've managed to help people settle into their ideas of Trench Crusade and to figure out the games in a ways that they want to, and to choose their faction and to understand their faction, and that all feels amazing. So basically a lot of wins on the channel. No kind of videos were posted that made me go, I wish I didn't post that. Or even I did a review of my 3D printer, and I expected it to cap out at about 1,000 views, and it's closing in on 5. And that feels amazing too, because I've had some really nice heartfelt comments in that comment section there of people whose brains are broken in the same way my brain is broken. And they really appreciated the review because I covered things that other people just hadn't really been concerned about as far as they were concerned. So that felt great. Just tremendous wins all over the channel. Couldn't be happier. And yeah, just want to reiterate again and say thank you to everybody for watching. It's definitely been an interesting year. This is kind of more personal, slidey stuff, I guess. I left an old job that I had, a very good job, might I add, that was very good to me. And I really enjoyed working with everybody that I worked with. And I got to work with some great teams of people in that job. But I've been ill for a very long time now. For, I guess, over a decade, I've been chronically ill. And I didn't work for many years. And when I got back to work, when I was able to work again, that was very validating for me, because kind of my whole life, working has been important. Working was what you did. That's how I was raised. And it becomes a struggle when you can't work. You feel you lack usefulness. And not only could I not work, I couldn't do all the things that I love to do because I just did not have the mental wherewithal to create. I couldn't, I love to make music. I love producing music, and I just couldn't get my brain to work that way. I couldn't get my brain to paint. I couldn't get my brain to even read or to write. It was a hugely erosive health thing that I was dealing with. And then as I started to kind of take control of that a little, I flung myself back into work, because that is what felt very validating to me. And I did very well for myself. And I went from being completely fresh in the industry that I was working in to being like chief of staff of the media company that I worked for within 5 years, which is really good progress. But I didn't notice I was moving past my own ceiling on the health stuff, and I was allowing work to distract me from what was really difficult, which is improving my health. Consistently putting in the effort to train and to work out and to do all that stuff when you don't have the energy. Like, I literally can't explain how I feel after I do. I've got all kinds of like minor injuries from being ill, and I feel so bad after doing my physio stuff, and I feel like death after I do my workouts, but it's less than it was. Does that make sense? Like, each day you're a tiny bit less in a heap than you were previously. And even if the progress you make over the course of a year is a foot, is that foot not worth fighting for? And I wasn't doing that work because I was doing work. And I was telling myself that that's what mattered and that's what was important. And my mental health had started to fall apart a little bit because a voice in the back of my head was telling me I've been living my life wrong. I'm not focusing on the things I should be focusing on, which is my health, which is getting my life back to normal, being able to do normal people things. And I sat down with my boss and I explained it all to him, the guy who owned the company, and he understood instantly. He was like, I get it 100%. It would have suited him to keep me where I was and to just kind of give me the, oh, maybe you'll feel better. Maybe you work a lighter schedule. Maybe you do whatever. But he was like, look, I get it, dude, 100%. You got to look after you. And he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to be as human and as understanding with me as he was in that moment. And I will always appreciate it. But yeah, I packed it in. I was like, I can't do it. It's not, my life is not making sense right now. None of this is making sense. And I had to pack it in, and that was super scary. So what I've essentially done since then is go back to freelancing in the industry, which I really enjoy doing. And it cuts out a lot of stress. I don't feel like I owe people. And I got extremely lucky to begin working again with a very good friend of mine that I have a huge amount of respect for, and then the channel started to blow up. So I've been busy and happy, and it's not a coincidence, basically. I had the time to do the content, and the content did well. The content doing well is luck. The content being created is not. And I feel pretty blessed to have been in a position where I was able to create, and I had that energy, and it all kind of fell into place. So that feels pretty dope and pretty fantastic and pretty serendipitous. And all this is to say that I'm just really having fun with YouTube right now, and I intend to continue having fun. I know things about 2025 and what might be on the way, and there's a lot of fun coming. That's all I can say. There's going to be a lot of stuff to do. Over the coming months, there's going to be a lot of painting videos. They will not do as well as the lore videos. It's just not going to happen. But there's something that I really want to do. Forgive me, my cat is being a dork. My apologies. Yeah, so they're just something that I really want to do. My painting is kind of different. My health issues mean my hands shake quite a bit. So most of my painting is designed around that fact. And I'm very focused on, all I give a shit about is results. What's the quickest way to get the result that I want? And that is what I do in my painting. And I think I do things a little bit different to a lot of people. Nothing amazing, nothing dramatic, nothing in here is going to blow your mind. But just some of the decisions that I make lead to interesting, swift results that are liable to help people, especially if you're new to the hobby, because most of my techniques are extremely simple. I like to work in layers and stacks, I guess is the easiest way to say it. Generally speaking, I like to do something like, I like to dry brush, I like to shade. I think many people think that the best way to do that is to dry brush and shade. I disagree. I think the best way to do that is to very methodically dry brush, to very methodically shade, and then to very methodically dry brush over your shade, and then potentially to shade again, and then to dry brush again. You build up patina in a way, and your brain does a lot of the work for you. That per people who are watching, it'll all make sense when I put up the werewolf video. You're going to be disgusted by how quickly and easily I get a very good metal vibe going on the werewolf, and it's really more about knowing your tools and knowing what you are using and familiarizing yourself with your toolkit than anything else. So, you know, maybe the painting videos, maybe they won't set the world on fire for views, but they're things that I want to do. They're things that I want to have on the channel because I think they're supportive of people who are new to the hobby. And I want to do stuff for people who are new to the hobby. I want to do a video that's very simple. This is what you actually need to start painting. You know, this is how you can legitimately paint a full warband in a couple of hours of work. And because it's me, look, I adore some of the very skilled painters on the platform, and I love watching their content. But probably I think my favorite YouTuber when it comes to the painting area is Marco Frassoni, which, if none of you know, he does the Not Just Mecha channel, and holy shit, his painting is entirely something else. Just absolutely insane. And he will do videos where he, like, you know, paints a Warcry warband in like 6 hours. And his results will be absolutely nuts. But you and I will never get those results in 6 hours because we do not have his skill. We don't have his brush miles. We don't have his innate ability. But we can get respectable results in 2 hours, even for us. And that will balance out our life. It'll do what we need in the time that we've got and all the rest of it. So, yeah, I'm just really looking forward to trying to make this kind of content because it's challenging. And I will need to learn some new stuff. And all this YouTube nonsense is about that. It's about like just learning things and trying to know more today than I knew yesterday. And painting content will help with that. There will be a ton of lore content, obviously. There will be some rules-related content as well. And hopefully there's some stuff I can't talk about. I want to do some things which for me are really scary. And involve a lot of people potentially saying, no, Aiden, get fucked. But if they all say yes, the results could be absolutely amazing. I would love to, I don't just want to kind of roll into 2025 and not have ambition, not have things that I want to do and results that I would like to achieve. Of course, I have stuff that I want to do, and it's stuff that I've wanted to do ever since I was a teenager. And I have a mild chance to do it now, so I want to take it. I want to grab it and go with it, hopefully. So, yeah, I can't really think of too much else to say. I think I've thanked everybody. And if I haven't like explicitly thanked you, then thank you, especially to the kind of people in the community that I've gotten to know over the year. Juna and Alex and Nurgle and Dark Loser, Anointed, you know, just like people who I've chatted with a lot. Tig, I've met some really cool people, and I really appreciate kind of sharing time and passion and fun with you all. Shout out to my fellow creators. Feel No Paint, I see you working hard, getting comfortable, settling into your vibe. I think that's groovy. Trench Talk, the Over the Top podcast, numerous fan artists that are filling socials with the most amazing paintings and drawings and miniature conversions and all that kind of stuff. I look at that stuff all the time. And to all the 3D artists who are making stuff like Mr. Jar, just everybody who's adding to this community and helping to grow it. I hope you all had wonderful years. You know, the calendar year of 2024. I hope it was good to you, and I hope that 2025 is even better. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to stop blathering on now. I think this video is too long as it is. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing and all that kind of jazz. And let's just keep going. Let's see what next year brings us. So, slán go fóill.